Hello my dear student, and this is our next video for ICSE class 11 data representation series. In the last video we saw that how we can work with the decimal and binary numbers. So here we are discussing about octal number and a hexadecimal number system. Okay, so let's begin. Now first of all we'll see what are octal and hexadecimal numbers. Although in the first video we have discussed about them. So in octal number system, it has a base of 8. This you have to keep in your mind. In the decimal number system, it was base 10. For binary, it was base 2, and for octal, it has base of 8, meaning that it has 8 unique numbers which are ranging from 0 to 7. So if you count 0 to 7, there are in all 8 digits and 8 unique digits. Okay, so there will be no digit like 8 or 9. Okay, so if you have any number which is having a combination of these digits 0 to 7 is called an octal number. Thus 8 digit of an octal number can have any value from 0 to 7. Okay, so this is about octal number. Now we'll come to hexadecimal number. So hexadecimal, as the name suggests, I think in the first video we discussed, hexa means 6, decimal means 10. So in all it is 16. So its base would be 16. So octal has a base of 8 and hexadecimal has a base of 16. Thus 16 possible digits or symbols will be there. Okay, but these are actually 0 to 9. 0 to 9 in all, how many are there? 10. Okay, but we will not be writing 10 as a digit or 11. We will be writing as letter A, B, C, D, E and F. So F is 15, by the way. Okay, so if you count A as 10, B as 11, then C 12, D is 13, E is 14 and F is 15. Okay, so this is hexadecimal number system. Now we will move to the next slide. And as we know, all these number system are positional value system, because here the position of a particular digit matters a lot. So each digit has its own value or weight, which is expressed in the power of 8 over here. For octal it is 8. The places to the left of the octal point, we call it as octal point here. Okay, like we call decimal in the point in the decimal number, are always positive power of 8. As you can see, these are positive powers. Okay, whereas the number which are placed right of the octal point are of negative power. As you can see, this is negative power, -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay, so let's take an example. We have a number called 3721.2406. So it has a power of 8 with the position changing from 0, 1, 2 and 3. It is increasing when we are moving from right to left, and when we are moving from left to right, it is decreasing as -1, -2, -3 and -4. So more or less like what we have seen in decimal and binary number. Okay, so moving to the next slide. Same apply for hexadecimal, so nothing new in it. So it's also a positional value system, whereas each hexadecimal digit has its own value or weight expressed as a power of 16. Power of 16. This you have to keep in your mind. For hexadecimal it is 16, for octal it is 8, for decimal it is 10, and for binary it is 2. And again, left of the hexadecimal point will be positive powers, and right of the hexadecimal point is negative power. Okay, so quite simple. As we can see here, we have one number called 3BF.5C. Okay, so position, as you can see, increasing when we are moving from right to left. So it is in the second position. So it is 16 raised to the power 0, 16 raised to the power 1, 16 raised to the power 2, and here it is -1, -2. Now you must be thinking of what is this B, F and C. Actually I discussed with you. So B means, I think it is 11, because A will be represented as 10, so B as 12, and F is 15. I just discussed in the previous slide with you. And same with C, so if B is 11, then C will be 12. Okay, so instead of writing 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, 15, we will write A, B, C, D, E, F for hexadecimal numbers. That you need to remember. Now let's see the conversion part. Now, how we will convert a decimal number to octal number? Imagine, okay, decimal to octal. It is exactly the same way where we used to convert decimal to binary. We used to convert decimal to binary. Same way we convert decimal to octal, but remember there we were dividing, repeated division we were doing there, but we were doing by 2 over there, but here we will do by 8 because we want to convert decimal to octal. Just this point you have to keep as a note that for converting decimal to octal we will do the repeated division by 8. So as you can see, there's one example over here. 266 base 10 equals to what base? 8. So in that case 266 we will repeatedly divide this number by 8 and keep storing the remainder. So in this case when we will divide, we have questioned as 33, remainder as 2, and then again dividing 32 by 8, then we have questioned as 4, remainder is as 1. Now 4 is not divisible, will be taken as it is. So now when we have got the remainder, we will move again as we already know from bottom to top in this order. So answer would be 412. Have a look at this, 412. So 266 base 10 will be equivalent to 412 base 8. So I think that is quite simple. Okay, just you need to remember that repeated division, but in this case by 8 because of octal number. Now we will just do the reverse process, means now converting octal to decimal, and I have taken the same example. Remember there we converted it to 412 base 8. Now we want to get it back, that what will be the decimal equivalent of 412 base 8. So here what we will do, we will repeat it or successively multiply it by 8 with the position as a power of 8. Remember what we used to do when we used to convert binary to decimal, we used to multiply by 2 with the position as a power of 2. So here we will repeatedly multiply by 8 because of octal. Quite simple. If you remember one simple logic, you can easily do that. So what we have done, we have multiplied 4 by 8 with the power of 2 because this is position number 0, this is position number 1, this is position number 2. So in that case 4 multiplied by 8 raised to the power 2 plus 1 multiplied by 8 raised to the power 1 plus 2 multiplied raised to the power 8 raised to the power 0. Now when we will simplify it, then it comes to 8 raised to the power 2 is 64, multiplied by 4 is 256. You can easily do that, and then this comes to 8, and any number raised to power 0 is 1, multiplied by 2 is 2, and when you do the sum of these three numbers, it comes to back again 266. So that is quite simple. Now what we have done, we have converted octal to decimal. Now move to the next slide. The same thing we are doing with the hexadecimal. Now have a look at this with hexadecimal. So I think you can make out now how we are going to do this. There we were multiplying by, sorry, the dividing by 8. Here we will divide by 16. That's all. So let's take an example. 423 base 10 equals to what base 16? In that case we have to convert it to hexadecimal. So we will do the repeated division by 16 over here. So we are repeatedly dividing 423 by 16. It comes to question come to 26, and remainder is 7. Then again when we are dividing it, so question comes to 1 and the remainder is 10. Yes or no? Because it is 10, but we know that remainder 10 will be taken as A. We know that in hexadecimal there is no such digit called 10. 10 will be taken as A. That is why we have written A. All right, I hope that you must have understood. And finally, 1 is not divisible, so will be taken as it is. Now we have got a number going from bottom to top as 1a7. It is over here. That is quite simple. Now we will do just the reverse of this conversion, that is hexadecimal to decimal. We have taken the same number 1a7, so we can cross check our answer also at the same time. So 1a7, now multiplying each hexadecimal number by 16 with the position as 0, 1 and 2. Now we know that. So 16 raised to power 2 multiplied by 1 plus 16 raised to power 1 multiplied by 10. Again, you know that 10. Why? Because it is a. And then lastly 7 multiplied by 16 raised to the power 0. Then when we will simplify it, it comes to 256, because 16 multiplied by 16 is 256, multiplied by 1 will give you 256 again, and then 16 into 1 will give us raised to power 1 is 16 multiplied by 10 give us 160. That is simple calculation that you can easily do. And then finally the 7, and when we do the sum of all three, it comes to 423 again. So means 256 plus 160 plus 7, the sum come back to 423. So this way we can prove our answer also. So I hope that you must have understood like how to work with hexadecimal and octal number. And this is end of our